In a recent video, I spoke about the PlayStation Trophy Hunter Leaderboards. I gave my thoughts and my stance on it, and why I'm not really a big fan of it at the moment, and I gave some recommendations on how I thought it generally could be better for everybody involved, mainly beginners. And this created such a great conversation, great dialogue down below in the comments in my Discord. Everyone was talking about it, giving their ideas, giving their stance on how they think they could improve the leaderboards, which I think was fantastic. However, there was a few people filtering through who were talking about a different idea, and they were kind of opposing what I had to say, which I think is excellent. And they were kind of arguing that you don't need to play easy games to be successful and to be high up on the leaderboard. You don't need to be playing easy games to reach the top 100, to reach some people even went as far as say you don't have to play easy games to reach the top 1 rank. So in this video, I'm going to ask the question, could you actually be the #1 ranked trophy hunter right now if you were to start out? We're going to look at the leaderboards, we're going to look at the top 100, the top 500, and we're going to decide what you'd need to do to actually be at that level, to be at that ranking. Okay, so before we start breaking down the actual lists and where you would be at certain ranks, I thought I would just go over mine quickly, you know, a little PlatinumBro. And as you can see, I'm 417th country rank. I'm 3,757th in the world, which isn't bad. I don't really care, but it's not bad. I have 470 platinums. Let's have a little bit of a look as to where I sit and how everyone else around me sits. So there I am, there's little PlatinumBro. And as you can see, looking around, most people around me all have, you know, between, some have 289, but on a whole, pretty much everyone's got in the 400 amounts of platinum, so we're all very similar. Clearly must have high percentages, or at the very least they've got a lot of platinums, we can clearly see that. But let's have a little bit of a look at the top 500 in the world and see how many platinums they actually have. Okay, so here we have the top 500 in the world on the PSNP leaderboard, which is the most used leaderboard out there for trophy hunters. And we have Blackburn77 with 1,141 platinums at the time of making this video, which is the 20th of June. That's a lot of platinums. Let's not lie there. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a lot of platinums. And we're seeing everybody above him all has over 1,000 platinum trophies, which is a lot of plats. It's a lot of plats. Let's have a little bit of a look at Blackburn's list and see what he's been playing lately to get him the 500th ranked spot. Okay, so I see he's been playing Ghostwire Tokyo, which is quite a big, long game. So he's clearly a gamer as well as trophy hunting. But I'm seeing underneath Weebin Blocks twice, 1 minute platinum. That's a shorty, some would say. And then underneath horse riding, which is 3 hours. Okay, fair. Jumping Hot Dog Turbo, 55 seconds and 58 seconds. Then the next one, the Spidey D, is 2 minutes. Then 10 minutes to 42 seconds for Burger. Fun. Wow. So as you can see, I haven't really seen the landscape of these easy games as of late. So I'm really out of the loop. I didn't know these games even existed. But as you can see, there's a lot of these fast games. Some are an hour, but majority are less than 10 minutes. And if we look now, would it be the 20th? Let's have a look at how many platinums he's earned in the last 10 days. So I'm seeing 34 platinum trophies that Blackburn777 has earned in the last 10 days. That's more than I've earned this year. I think I've earned like 7 platinums this year, which is like almost 500% the amount of platinums that I've earned as someone who's just been casually playing through games. Now the point of this video was to question whether or not you could legitimately make it on the top of the list, top of the leaderboard, from just playing normal games. And already looking at this list alone, considering he has earned 30 platinum trophies in the last 10 days, I would argue that if I was to play, I couldn't even get anywhere near him. I don't think I'll earn 30 platinums this year, and he's earned that many in 10 days of 365 days, which is so much more than I plan on doing. It's kind of crazy, really, when you actually look at it like this. You think, is it competitive? Could you get there? I don't know. Now let's just move on to the big boys. Top 10, we're seeing Akamenzi with 4,278 platinums, and then Vine's Dancer with 5,200 platinums. That's insane. Looking at this, of course, there's Akuma #4. You know, there's nobody, even the top 50, only a couple of them have less than 3,000 platinums. So you'd have to get, you know, well, realistically, 4,500 platinums to be in the top 10. It's actually insane. Let's see what games they've actually been playing. Oh, he's also been playing the Jumping Hot Dog Turbo, but he's been stacking it across multiple regions. So there's 4 platinums in 4 minutes. I mean, looking at this list, he's earned 7 platinums yesterday. 7 platinums yesterday, and all by the looks of it, it only took him about an hour and a half to do all of those games, which is absolutely staggering. Looking a bit further down, we're seeing more of these faster games. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 10, 2, 1 minute, 40 seconds, and Burger Fun. there's just a phenomenally large amount of these games out here now, and it asks, so if we're referring back to the question, could you be competitive in this without playing these games? Could you be the number one? No, you couldn't be the number one without a doubt, because the amount of time it takes someone to play these games, if you were to start now from scratch, you'd have to earn 4,000 platinum trophies to be at the top. To be in the top 100, you're probably looking at, 1,500 platinums. And even if you play the 5-minute games, which clearly by the looks of it, there is probably 600, 700 of these 5-minute platinums at least. I know there's more that take 20 minutes, some take 30, some take 40. But looking at this, it's pretty clear there's at least a couple of hundred, probably 500, 600 of these really fast games if you include region stacks. So if you were to blast these games out in probably 500 hours, which might only take someone, a dedicated person, 5-6 weeks, even those 500 platinums would probably still only put you at around where my rank is, which is like rank 3,700. So you'd probably need to do that probably competitively. You probably have to play these easy games exclusively for maybe 4 to 5 months just to get your first 2,000 platinums, which would probably put you in really high stead, but it would cost you a lot financially. If these games are £2 minimum, to get 2,000 platinums, you're probably looking at, if you class half of them as region stacks, you're probably looking at about over £1,000, maybe £1,500 to £2,000 British sterling, and that's a lot of money to invest. If you've got that money lying around, you want to earn some plats, you do you, bro. But could you earn it legitimately? So people have said in the comments, oh yes, there's loads of easy platinums in the top 10, top 50, but if I was to play games my own way, I would be able to reach the top 500, top 1,000. I'm going to say, by looking at this, I don't think you could at all. I think there's so many platinums here, and the thing is though, looking at these numbers, you think, oh, by the time I get 1,000, I'll be ranked 505, I'll be next to Araburu or 530, but the chances are, by the time you get to that 1,000 platinum mark, which would probably take you 8 to 12 weeks if you really went for it, these gamers will have so many more platinums that you'll always be behind. And that's just why I don't like it for beginners, because it sets such a big task to even get there. It's just not really competitive and fair on people coming in now, because if you look at the top, we've got Hukuma and stuff, and Hukuma's been playing since 2008, since trophies came out. If you want to be competitive on leaderboard, the point of this video is just to give you a realistic expectation as to how hard these leaderboards are to be competitive as a newcomer. And I would look at this now and say, 6 months to get your first 1,000 platinum, and by the time you get your first 1,000 platinum, people at the top here who have 5,000 platinums will probably have 5,500 to 6,000. You're always going to be behind because they play so much. Vance Dancer had 30 platinum. He was earning 30 trophies every single day, and that is really hard to sustain. That means some days he's probably earning double or triple that amount, and other days a little bit less, but on a whole, 30 trophies a day to be where he's at, and that is a lot. And these easy games only have usually between 10 and 15 actual trophies altogether, so that's basically 2 plats a day, if not more. And I think you have to really, trophies per day is a good way to understand how much you have to play to be here. And I think if you were going in now and you say, I want to be in the top 10, top 50, you pretty much got to do double what everybody else is doing to kind of to get there quickly. Otherwise you're going to be grinding for ages and ages, and you're never going to see the results you want to see. But the question was, again, just going back to the question, could someone be competitive by playing, real games, indie games, AA games, AAA games? If you were to play, I don't know, Bloodborne, Infamous, Second Son, Uncharted, Golden Abyss, not Golden Abyss, that's a terrible Vita game, Lost Legacy, these games are all between 30 and 50 hours. If you earned 5 of these platinums, it might take you 250 hours. Somebody, I can guarantee, has earned 400 platinums in the time it's taken you to earn these 5 games. But could you reach the top 500 not playing any of these games? I do not think you have a single chance of doing that because of how many games everybody else around you is playing. These lists consist of people who are playing for trophies without 100% nothing else. So if you're playing for games, which I think most people should be, we play games to find enjoyment, but if you enjoy doing this, no shame on that. But if you're gaming for the sake of gaming and you're just playing and living in the moment and living your best life, you can't be competitive on this leaderboard. You need to be playing games for the platinums, not for the games, because people who are buying these games, playing these really cheap games, they're playing them purely for the platinum, not for the experience, and they're for the numbers, and they're focused on achieving those numbers and moving up and up in the leaderboards or maintaining their ranks that they currently have. If you want to be on this list, if you want to be competitive, you have to understand this and you have to go for it. But I don't think, without a doubt, you could be here just playing normal games. And I think if you're going to make that statement after watching this video, I would love to know why. But realistically, you can't. If you platinum Bloodborne now, okay, which is a 50-hour platinum, somebody has earned 60 platinums since then. And that's not talking, I'm not talking about the top 10. We just saw someone who was 500th ranked and he earned 35 platinums, 33 platinums, 4, whatever, in 10 days. So that's to be in the top 500. You've got to be pulling, what's that? That's 60, 70, 80, 100 platinums a month to be in the top 500. Now, some people haven't earned 100 platinums, and he's probably earned 100 platinums this month. If you compare the average person, it just doesn't really equate at all. It's really hard to compare because they're so different. And there you have it. That's the end of this video. I just want to give my takes on there because there's a lot of questions. A lot of people saying that they generally thought they could move up the ranks. And of course you can move up the ranks, but there'll come a point where you can no longer move up the ranks because people are playing more games. And I am exactly the same. My country rank pretty much goes down every single week because not only am I not earning as much as people around me, there's new and up-and-coming trophy hunters who are just below me, who are 1,000 ranks away, who are just shooting up the ranks so fast that I just can't compete with them. I don't want to, but I can't. That's why my numbers continue to come down. And I think that's the same with everybody who gets to a certain point and you realize you just can't go any further. And I think it comes a lot sooner than you think. Like, I'm 400th ranked in the UK and it's going down and down. I'm losing about 30 ranks a month, and that's earning 1 platinum a month. So realistically, without the drive and the willingness to play all of these easy games constantly, you're going to hit a hard barrier at some point. It will come sooner than you think, and it will be nowhere near the top. Nowhere near as high in the top as you think it is. Thanks for watching this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.